Oh, so quiet. Let's start again. Bam. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We've got a lot to discuss. The Mets are losing. The Yankees are winning. Other teams happen, but this is East Coast bias. We don't care. Trev doesn't want to talk about shit. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, brought to you by DraftKings. Thank you very much for joining us today on this Friday episode. My name's Jimmy. Jake is not here. Trevor's in California. And BBD behind the dish. We will talk about all the other teams on the West Coast as well, even though Trev doesn't want to. Jake's not here. He's golfing is he in Salt Lake City? So if you're there, go beat him up. With his Oklahoma friends. That's why I thought he was in Oklahoma. It's like a fantasy football draft golf tournament that he's been doing for years.
This is me making up the lore of this trip. I think every other trip has been in Oklahoma. That's me inventing that. So
maybe, yeah. How are you doing, Trev?
Last year it was.
James, big dong, chat. What's up, chat? I'm doing great, James. I got a haircut yesterday. If you can see, I'm wavy today, bro. Like you could just go down right here and just take it.
Man.
Little left for you right there. Get in the greenhouse. Get shacked in my hair.
BBD, did you get a haircut?
I did last weekend.
Okay. Because Jake got a haircut. You got a haircut. We're going on our trip tomorrow. We leave tomorrow.
Yeah.
Jake loves taking a trip before the trip. Like the All-Star game, when we showed up, he was on a weekend bender before that. Now he's going to be on a weekend bender and show up to this trip. He's a trip before the trip guy.
Yeah, I would talk some smack about old Jakey boy, but you gave me the rundown of your guys' night before he left. The 1:45 in the morning pod, straight to the 6 a.m. flight. He was grinding. So I'll give it up to Jakey boy. I hope he's having a good time. But guess what? I don't miss him right now.
Yeah, no. It is funny for me because his seat's just empty. If you had a shot of just his empty seat, I don't know if you know it, just like that's where he should be, but he's not here. He's golfing. He's playing 36 rounds of golf in 3 days. There he is. Psych. Empty.
What kind of golfer is Jake?
He's really I haven't played golf with him or seen him golf since college. He had he plays, so he had a membership to like the shitty public course in our college neighborhood, so he would go. He's pretty good at approaching the green shots, the flop shot.
Okay.
I think that's, at least back then, I was always impressed with his ability to pitch it, the high arcing, flop it right on there. Just like me on the blitzball field, he's got a bit of a hate himself mentality. I played with him once, and he flubbed like 3 shots in a row, and he looked at all of us, and we were on hole 1, and he said, if I don't hit this shot squarely, I'm fucking leaving. And we're like, okay, all right, here we go. And he was serious. Like, he would have grabbed his bags and walked off the course and not played hole 2 through 18, and he hit it squarely. Oh, but yeah.
People need to relax when they golf. It's too hard. What, do you think you're going to be a good golfer?
Dude, that's much
to be a good golfer.
That's my attitude. Like, I don't give a fuck. I do this 3 times a year. I also I'm not going to play by the rules. If I want to drop it and take another shot, I don't care.
100.
Like, there's no money going on here. I'm not trying to get good at golf. Like, I'm literally here to just be outside for 18 holes and have fun. It's so weird when you play with people that are like strict to the rules golf. It's like, buddy.
Like, well, I have a bunch of friends who are just like very average to below average golfers, but they get the whole setup. They look real good. They want to play all these like skins games and best ball and all these scrambles. And I'm like, okay. And they take it so seriously, but they all suck.
Yeah.
It's not like you're good at golf. I don't have any friends that break par, which I know is like a huge thing.
Yeah, it's pretty. Being a scratch golfer is pretty.
Like,
good.
I would say, like, if you're good at golf, you're like a 6 and below, 6 handicap and below.
Yeah. And
then you can start to be like, oh, I'm mad. My approach shot was 20 feet from the pin instead of 10 feet, whatever. But
dude, you want to know what also is bullshit about golf? I played with my brothers, my brother-in-law, my dad recently, and I was driving the ball straight, but it wasn't going that far. And then halfway through, I'm using rental clubs. My brother goes, "Why don't you try my driver?" And then I had the furthest drive of the group. Like, I can't consistently do that, but then I used it the rest of the way, and I easily was like just going so much farther. And I'm like, well, that's stupid, huh?
Yeah,
that your equipment
matters in
can
golf, for
literally
sure.
change your skill level like that. That's a dumb sport.
Yeah, because they have to be fit.
It's
and-
not like
and
basketball.
lie
You get to
right.
like choose a different, like, here, just use this smaller ball. Now it'll go through the hoop. It's the same for everyone. Equipment should be regulated. Boom. If you play against
Boom.
someone that has really, really expensive clubs and don't have expensive clubs, they're not actually better than you. Maybe you have no idea. It's not an even playing field. All right, enough of golf. Let's talk baseball. Did you watch the baseball, Trev?
A little bit.
I've been getting into it, but
I do my best.
my basement, where I'm going to have my little man cave set up, is getting renovated, so I haven't had like cable TV or access to even my little office. So I've been watching bits and pieces. Obviously, the Yankees are great. The Mets I know about. The Giants, the Dodgers, it's all pretty good. You want to just start with the NL?
I'm leading off. Jakey was supposed to lead off today. I'm taking over.
All right, here we go. What happened in the NL?
Well, Jim, I'm going to tell you. The Mets got a Twitter pep talk from Stevie Cohen. And they still went and lost 2 out of 3 to the San Francisco Giants, who that's just what they do. They win 2 out of 3 every freaking series. 7-5 Giants, 3-2 Giants. And the Mets came back in Game 3, won it in the 12th inning on a Kevin Pillar go-ahead 3-run home run to avoid the freaking sweep. Giants just do the damn thing. Bryant had 2 home runs. Longo comes back, 4 hits with a home run off of Stroman, who did pitch extremely well. Sounding like the Mets are going to shut down DeGrom. Baez could return from the IL on Sunday when eligible, and the Mets are optimistic that McCann can avoid the IL, but I think I'm declaring the Mets dead. They lose 2 out of 3 to the Giants. Moving on, the Brewers take 2 of 3 from the Cardinals because that's what the Brewers do. 2-0 Brewers, 6-4 Brewers in 10 before the Cardinals avoided the sweep 8-4. O'Neal with the go-ahead 3-run homer in the 5th inning of Game 3 to avoid the sweep. A lot of cool stuff happened here. Cardinals offense, decent. Goldschmidt gets 6 hits with 3 extra base hits. Edman 4 hits with 3 extra base hits. And O'Neal keeps going off. He's having a really good year. Cool thing that happened in this one, you saw that Wong stole the base off of Molina and took the bag all the way into the dugout and had him sign it. Cardinals are kind of back. They're playing good baseball, but they lose 2 of 3 to the Brew Crew. Padres at Rockies. Padres, what is you doing, baby? Rockies sweep, because that's obvious they're at home. 6-5 Rockies, 7-3 Rockies, and 7-3 Rockies, then 7-5 Rockies in the 3rd game. CJ Cron, what a guy. 6 hits with 2 home runs. Blackman had 2 home runs. Cronenworth did the damn thing. And our guy, Will Myers, 2 homers in the game. No Padres starting pitcher pitches into the 5th inning. Arrieta and Weathers give up 5 Ernies apiece. Cron had the walk-off in Game 1 after Grisham had the game-tying 3-run home run in the top of the 9th. That set the tone for the whole series. Rockies sweep. Braves go into Miami and they sweep the Marlins, doing what they gotta do. 12-2 Braves, 2-0 Braves, then 11-9 Braves. They slash 278, 410 with 472. They crushed the ball. Freeman had 9 hits with 4 extra base hits and a homer. Austin Riley, young thick. Riley had 6 hits with a homer. Braves scored 7 in the 4th inning of Game 1, including Freeman's 3-run homer and Duvall's 2-run homer. Hey, guess what? Ion Anderson's coming back. The Braves are looking good. 4 games up in the division. What the F? Moving on, Phillies go into Arizona. Phillies, what is you doing, baby? The Diamondbacks sweep them. 3-2 DBacks, 4-2 DBacks, 6-2 DBacks. What the heck? The Phillies did not hit, Jim. Jim, guess how many players recorded more than 2 hits on the Phillies?
3.
None of them. No D-back starting pitcher gives up multiple earned runs. Bumgarner goes 8 innings pitched with 1 earned run. More on that later. Phillies fall 4 games back of the Braves in the NL East and 5 games back in the NL wild card. Hopefully Hoskins will be activated Friday. They need something. Phillies, what is he doing? Moving on, Pirates at Dodgers. Dodgers sweep, obviously. Brule, is that how you say his name? Was the opener twice. 2-1 Dodgers, 4-3 Dodgers, 9-0 Dodgers. Muncy goes off. Pollock goes off. Seager goes off. It's the Dodgers versus the Pirates, people. Dodgers sweep because obviously. Moving on, last series I'll be talking about, the Cubs go into Cincinnati and take 2 of 3 from the Reds. Reds, you don't need to be doing stuff like that. 14-5 Reds. Great first game for you. Then 2-1 Cubs, 7-1 Cubs. Ian Happ, our JOMBOY Media's own Ian Happ, goes off. He had 5 hits, 2 home runs. Matt Duffy, my guy in Schwindel, 6 hits apiece. Votto does his damn thing. 2,000th career hit in game 1 and 3 homers. 2,000th career hit in game 1. He's one of 35 players in MLB history with 2,000 hits and 300 homers with 1 franchise. We love Joey Votto. Cubs take 2 of 3.
Man, a lot of what is you doing from the NL, huh? We were so pumped up for the NL East to be this crazy race. Imagine if it's not. Imagine if the Braves never look back. I mean, they got a 4-game lead at this point. Imagine if,
and they got guys coming back.
If they pick up like 2 more games in the next 4 days. Like, it seems possible. Who do the Phillies go to play?
They play San Diego, 2 teams that just got swept.
And then, the Mets are still on their tragic stretch of games. The Phillies the Braves have a chance to be like,
they do
well in the lead. That's insane.
They already are well in the lead. And it happened like that, Jim.
I know, like, people have the Rays winning the East in the AL, and they have a 5-game lead. But if you're a Yankees fan, you know, your bias is, let's do it, let's get close, let's beat them. But it's going to be very, very hard if not remotely possible. And if you're not a Yankees fan, you think of it as like, no way the Yankees are going to come back or anyone's going to come back. It's the Rays division. The Braves have a 4-game lead now. That's nuts. What happened?
Freddie Freeman. They're just all doing the damn thing.
I hope we go back
Braves
to chaos.
Infield.
Like, I don't want it to just be even from here on out. But Philly's getting swept. What are you doing?
What is you doing? BBD, hit the passing button. Give us the news.
Referring to the Darno extension?
Yeah, give us the news. Everybody wants to hear it.
Braves extended Darno 2 for 16.
You know what I love?
You know what's coming next, Jim.
What's that?
Career earnings to date.
Darno?
Ooh. Don't add the 16 that he's getting guaranteed here. I want to know to date.
I don't know. 50?
30 M's, 29.
All right, I was trying to be
exact.
nice, and I didn't want to undershoot it and be mean, but I didn't think it was much. I mean, how many big contracts?
He's got 7 years in. I think he's got 1 other free agent deal, but nice, man.
You know what I love about signing Darno right now? Morale.
Ooh.
Talking to you, Trev, I know how much players love gassing up other players, and when they see a player sign, that's like a big, like, good for you, let's do it, like, you know, exciting moment. They're 4 games up now, plus there's some goodwill in the clubhouse and some claps and backs and celebrations. Seems like the Braves, seems like a good strategic time to announce it in the clubhouse.
I like that. And yeah, the morale in the clubhouse right now has to be through the freaking roof. You get Darno to the contract extension. You're winning ball games. Ion Anderson's coming back. I think Yanoa is either back or about to be back. He's back, I think.
I don't know.
But gosh, dang Braves.
Dude.
Freeman, we got to mention, had the second cycle of his career.
Yes. My guy Jason Isbell, great tweet about it. Said he's a professional baseball player.
He's very good. Freddie Freeman's very good. And I've told you guys before, I played against him when he was a very young man in the International League. young, skinny old Freddie Freeman could rake. I think he was 19 years old in that league or something like that, and absolutely raking.
International League is AAA on the East Coast, for anyone that doesn't know. It's not called that anymore. It's called, like, AAA East.
Now I'm going to go look up how old he was and what he hit.
Okay, go find it out. We'll stay in the NL East. We've been ending there lately, so we'll start there. Obviously, the Braves, good for them, man. And we talked about that. Phillies getting swept. You can't get swept, guys. That's supposed to be your easy schedule, but good for the D-backs. I mean, Gilbert throws the no-hitter, and now they're just pitching their dicks off. They're just, like, the D-backs are like, we'll play spoiler. We'll beat the Padres. We'll beat the Phillies. Dude. You come in here with hopes, you leave without them. Diamondbacks baseball.
That's insane. They swept the fucking Phillies, and the Phillies, like, needed to go. They're like, okay, let's go take a pit stop. Was it a look ahead game, look ahead series for them? They said the Padres were going there. They're focused on that, and they get swept by the D-backs. They're trying to lose games. They want the first overall pick.
I don't know though. You know, Gibby had a good game. The Phillies just didn't hit. Like not having a single player,
no, they didn't hit it
not
at
having
all.
a single player record 2 hits in a series. I mean, how'd that feel, Trev? If you went to a city and you played 3 games and you only got 1 hit, I mean. Obviously, if you go no hit in a series, that sucks, but 1 hit's got to feel pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's not good.
But
so, you're 1 hit in a series, you're 1 for 12.
So everyone on the Phillies.
Every single person. I mean,
there's not a single batter on the Phillies that walked away from that series and said, well, at least I got mine. Or like at least like is taking a positive, like I can build off that into the next.
Yeah, and I don't know how it is now because I've heard like something about they changed the balls there. They're using a humidor now, or they're not using one. I forget what it is. But you used to go into Arizona, and if you didn't hit 2 homers, you're pissed. Like that's a park that you can rake in.
What's Trev's stats in Arizona?
I only played there 1 series. I think
you probably raked,
maybe 2 series. Probably.
I mean, but and I mean, so the Diamondbacks had, and I don't want to spend too much time on Diamondbacks but I like what they're doing. They had Gilbert make his first career start. He throws a no-hitter, right? Versus the Phillies, they had Humberto Castellanos make his second career start or second start this season. He goes 5.1, 1 earned run. Second career start. And then they got Bum doing the damn thing. I don't know who I'm more impressed with, the Diamondbacks pitching or the Phillies bats. Probably a little bit of both. I'm upset with Zach Wheeler. I'm upset with Zach Wheeler.
Oh, why?
6.2, 6 earned runs against the D-backs in a stopper save the sweep game. I mean, come on, this guy's been talked about Cy Young. Cy Youngs are stoppers, not bleeders.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's tough. I got Freddie's AAA stats up. He was 20 years old. So he was 7 years younger than the average person in that league. 319, 898 OPS, 18 home runs, 35 doubles. I mean, that's incredible. 20 years old.
That is incredible.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Trev, I'm not sure you want to hear these.
Ooh.
In Arizona, 3 games, all 2011, 1 for 12.
Homer, though.
Yeah, 1 is a homer.
So you got yours.
Yeah. Do you know who it was
got
off?
mine, baby. I do. It was off Ian Kennedy. I took him fucking way up top.
Yep.
Sorry for cursing, but it was a ball.
You're putting it in play.
The only player that you and Jesse Winker have both homered off of. Ian Kennedy. Which brings us right to the Reds. What'd they do?
They lost 2 or 3 to the Cubs in a time where they needed to go as well.
Yeah, you can't be doing that, Reds. I mean, you got the Padres getting swept. You're playing one of the 7 teams that are supposed to be easy wins. So, did Passan's article just light a fire with all these 7 teams? How did the 7 Passan teams perform this weekend or this week?
Pretty well. 2 of them swept.
The Rockies weren't on there.
2 of 3. They were a half team.
But away, the home Rockies, everyone knows are good. The Marlins got swept, so there you go. 1 point Passan. The D-backs sweep, 1 point against Passan. The Pirates got swept. Passan's up 2-1. The Cubs take 2 of 3. It's tied 2-2. We're dipping into the AL here, but I like the exercise, so I'm continuing to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The Orioles get swept. Passing's up 3-2. Were the Royals on there? I don't think so. The Rangers were on there. Passing's up 4-2. The Twins, did he have the Twins as a walkover team? No. You wanted them. He didn't have them.
Nope.
4-2 is 6, so we're missing one team.
I've completely lost
Nationals.
focus.
Nationals sweep, so it's tied 3-3. Or whatever. 4-3. Passon still wins, but barely. He lit some fire, some bulletin board material.
Passing always wins. It's W's.
Yeah.
Who else didn't we talk about? Dodgers do the damn thing. They got the Mets right now. Look, Giants do the damn thing. They win 2 of 3. Should have won. They had a chance to win that third game against the Mets. Longo came up in a pinch hit situation. Second and third, or maybe it was even bases loaded, less than 2 outs. All he has to do is sack fly, game over. I think it was the bottom of the 9th, and he popped up to the infield. So then they hung around, ended up winning the game in Pilar. But the Dodgers, we've been saying they're lurkers. They're a shark coming for the Giants. It's getting closer and closer.
They're
2.5 back now.
The Dodgers are?
Yep. And I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe I'll eat my words for the millionth time this season about the Giants, but I don't think anybody would be surprised if the Giants ended up being in that wild card game.
I have a question. Oh, that's so sad for I don't want to believe that. I'm at the point now where the Giants have to win the division, because if they have this season and in the last weeks they slip to a 1-game playoff, it's the saddest thing. Just win it, that's fine, but still just like the gut punch of like, oh my God, we were the best team in baseball for 5 months and now we're in a 1-game playoff. Like it's turned my stomach just even saying those words right now.
That's what I'm saying. The 1-game thing, Jim, as fans, you got to love it unless you're playing in it.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I've said this a lot. I wish the wild card on no one, yet I wish it on everyone, because it's just an emotional day. The Dodgers. Can I ask a question to all my Dodgers fans? I wasn't completely dialed in here. It looks like they went opener back-to-back and bullpen day. Well, Tamika White on the second day. They went opener, full bullpen day. Jackson, Gratterall got in, Treenan got in, Jansen got in, to David Price, who's not one of their premier starters, then to bullpen day. That could not have been the schedule. That had to be, it's the Pirates. Let's rearrange our rotation, right? Because
they have the Mets coming in town, and
so the third game against the Pittsburgh would have been a Walker Buehler start. And the the David Price game would have been a Urias start if they went on a 4-man schedule. So I don't know if they're doing this a lot, but
yeah, they got Buehler going tonight against Carrasco.
Dude. Urias is on the IL. Mitch White. What's some now? I don't know what's happening. I said something wrong, and the chat's focusing on that. But they answered my question. He went on the IL, but then they definitely pushed back Buehler for the Mets. Mitch White. I said Mika. I don't know why.
Okay.
It's French for Mitch. So the Dodgers just treated the Pittsburgh with kids' gloves, and they still swept them.
Yeah.
Okay. Good for them.
They have like 5 people who could win the MVP, and you'd be like, "Oh,
nice to be able to do that, huh?" The Mets, man, you have them dead.
I declared them dead a week ago, I believe.
They only went on Wednesdays so far in August.
It's tough, man. I like their team. I like watching them play. I enjoy Shea Station, our newest Mets podcast. I interact with them on Twitter. We did this morning. I made fun of the Mets. They made fun of the Twins, and then we both just kind of cried. But
Can I ask you a question? I asked you on Twitter. I know you talked about it with Rose. I'm guessing there's a lot of people listening that want to hear your take on Cohen's tweet. I don't know if we had this lined up later in the show, but
No, yeah. Oh man, I don't know. I think that he can tweet whatever he wants. You own the team. You can use Twitter however you want to. I don't know what he was trying to accomplish. Like, I don't think anybody. He's not like lighting a fire under anybody.
it's fan service. He's trying to present the storyline of, I don't get it either. These guys suck. I'm a Mets fan too. I was talking to Peter Moylan, and I said, even I know I can't word a tweet like that.
Yeah.
You know, even I know you can't say it's hard to understand how professional hitters can be this unproductive. Like, that's like in the wall speech pattern only. Like, I think if I tweeted that out, you would text me and be like, bro, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, probably. And, you know, I've never owned a business. You own a business.
Yeah.
You don't treat your employees like that. Like, that wouldn't be like a motivator for you, especially not publicly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
Twitter.
some companies do it that way. That's definitely not how we do it here. I'm a don't sit on compliments mentality. That's the top down mentality I try to instill. Like, sit on insults. But if you think something nice or someone did something good, make sure you let them know.
Sure.
First thing I told Erica when she came in, she's got a video that she made on Talkin Yanks. It's doing really well right now. First thing I said, Erica.
Love Erica.
Video's crushing it. Good job. I mean, if you think something nice, share it. It's the opposite. I hate when people are like, don't say anything if you don't got something nice to say. That's the negative approach. Spin it. If you have something nice to say, make sure you say it. People like hearing it. But anyway.
Yeah, his like pump up speech, or what everyone perceived to be like a rah-rah speech in the clubhouse, I think was misconstrued by a lot of people, because Trevor May came on and basically he came on the Chris Rose rotation and said like it was cool. Like, he just walked around the clubhouse, shook hands with everybody, like kind of like made himself personable and approachable. And that is awesome.
Yeah.
But that's completely different. And that was a week. These two incidents were a week apart.
Yeah. What I don't get is, like, there's nothing new to his tweet. Like, yeah, man, they're having real bad time at the plate this season. Like, and then him saying the slugging and OPS numbers don't lie. It's like, dude, you learned about OPS 2 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, you didn't know what OPS was. And the best teams have a more disciplined approach. You traded for Javi Baez, dude. Like, if that's not a shot fired at whoever okayed the Javi Baez deal, I don't know what is. And more on discipline later.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say. I had a good point against Steve. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, even the best teams in baseball will also have a week or so that they're undisciplined and look like they can't play baseball. So, Steve, you got to learn there's peaks and valleys in this thing, man. Like, there's no one that's consistent. There's no offense that's just completely consistent at all times.
And it's baseball. But the Mets have been unproductive and wildly unproductive. So I'm not arguing with his sentiment. I'm arguing with, like, this doesn't need to be, like, there's no good that comes from this, you voicing this.
Exactly.
If you want to be the host of WFAN, like, go be the host of WFAN. If you want to be the owner, it's probably a bad approach, but whatever.
Shout out Keith McPherson. He's going on that, isn't he?
Yeah. Hosting from midnight or 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. He's got the overnight.
I like that. I like that for Keith. I feel like he's kind of like a night owl, could handle that really well.
Yeah, it's a good time, because it's like, it's kind of like when you have to wake up real early and you do like an airport run and you're driving before everyone else is on the roads and you feel like you got like a secret on the day. That's what hosting overnight radio has to be like. Like, no one's fucking listening. Like, and anyone that is listening isn't really going to be like totally mad, you know? Yeah. Everyone's just looking for an escape. All right. Good job by the Giants. Beating the Mets. Don't lose the division. Brewers take 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Which, Jake was drinking the Cardinals Kool-Aid. This would have really helped if they took 2 out of 3 and jumped up a little bit. The Cardinals are 3.5 back in the wild card, but there's so many teams ahead of them. There's 3 teams ahead of them, so I don't know.
They have a pretty soft schedule coming up. I think they play the Pirates 6 out of their next 8 games. So you got to go take care of business. Like, I know we just saw some bad teams sweep some good teams, but I think the Pirates are like in another level of kind of like bad. So go take care of business. Make this fun, Cardinals.
Yeah.
Like, you're obviously not catching the division, but that second wild card spot is completely up for grabs. How many teams are like in that?
The second wild card
race right now. We have
both LA teams.
Cincy.
Well, LA and San Diego.
Teams, yes, LA's got it. And then San Diego, but then behind that, Cincy's 1 game. The Cardinals are 3.5. Phillies 5. Mets 6. If I declare the Mets dead, I kind of have to declare the Phillies dead. St. Louis I'll keep alive. So 2 teams.
I don't think the East is producing a wild card contender. Anything can happen. I'll shut my butt, but right now I like my Reds. They didn't take care of business, but the Padres lost a game, so the Reds are now 1 game out of the second wild card. Padres are starting Jake Arrieta in games in Colorado. That's desperate.
Kind of wild. I love Jake, but you'd figure you got somebody in 3A or
the Padres, for all the moves the Padres have made, and I know injuries come into play here, but the Dodgers have injuries too. The Padres makeshift mode is to go get Arrieta, a team that DFA'd him, to start for them in a playoff hunt. The Dodgers say, whatever, we'll just give it to Brule and Mitch White, and we'll go bullpen days and win. Shows the depth a little bit. I mean, the Padres have great surface-level talent. The Dodgers' depth, guys you don't even know their name, and they're just going to come dominate, is insane.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else in the NL before we move on?
I think we covered it, man.
Okay. Killed it. You ready for the AL? It's brought to you by Canadips.
Free to talk about it.
It's brought to you by Canadips, Trev. You know a lot of people that dip because you played professional baseball. Did you ever get into it?
No.
Well, Canadips is CBD. So if you're looking to wean back on the tobacco, but you just love the sensation of the pouches in your mouth of dipping, you can do it with CBD now. You can now hang a huge honker of Humboldt County's finest without playing sneak-a-chew from the wife in the garage. Canadips CBD is tobacco and nicotine-free and tastes great. A full flavor experience that's 100% all natural. Sounds like they wrote this for Jake. You can now hang a huge honker of Humboldt County's finest without playing sneak-a-chew from the wife in the garage. I'm Jake. Canadips CBD is the fast-acting and really works, not another lotion or cream. Your manhood stays intact with this product. 20% off. Sale won't last long, so head to CanadipsCBD.com. Rock JOMBOY20 to take advantage of the deep deals.
Nice.
Also, until August 31st, Canadips is giving away $3,000 in cash money for anyone to go to their favorite game of the year. Wow, that's cool. $3,000 to go to a game. I mean, if you're from certain areas, you're living large. I think that gets you in the owner's suite in Oakland. Enter at CanadipsCBD.com and click on Game of the Year. We've been lucky enough through this line of business to live the suite life. We get invited to suites at Yankee Stadium. I've been invited to suites, we've hosted suites at the Oakland Coliseum. The difference between those two places is so hilarious. It's so funny. Yeah, it's honestly a 5-star hotel compared to a 1-star hotel.
Yeah.
But maybe even a wider gap.
Where was the suite in Oakland?
I've been to a couple. I saw I saw a no-hitter. I saw Manaea's no-hitter in Oakland against the Red Sox in 2019. Yeah, and then I've been to one in the outfield. They're not expensive. Like, if you live in the Bay Area and you want to pull together a group of friends and get a suite in Oakland, you can do it. It's not crazy.
I'm like not a suite at a sporting event guy. I end up in them quite a bit. Flex, my bad.
Well,
but I'd rather be like in the stands somewhere. It doesn't feel.
I agree, but
it doesn't really feel like you're at a game.
No, at Yankee Stadium, the seats are outside, and you're just like the mezzanine.
Sure.
So when we go, we just sit outside in the mezzanine the whole time, and it's like 10 of us that are diehard fans. So you feel that vibe. At Oakland, they don't have seats outside. Like, you have to be inside, and I hated it. And then and in Oakland it gets cold, so all the women always want to shut the glass because it's cold, and then you're literally not at the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. AL.
I was gonna say, about the honkers in the garage. Yeah. It's true. A lot of guys got to do that. I know a lot of people that have to hide and they go in the bathroom and do it.
Yeah.
Just stop dipping, guys. Tobacco's freaking disgusting.
Use CBD. We did Canna Dips on a back alley at Bats, and the response from the people that used it and bought it and got it was awesome.
That's cool.
Our sales team was like, look at how many people are talking about using the deal and loving it. I was like, oh, that's cool. All right, AL. We're going to start off with a one-game makeup set between the Yankees and the Angels. Cole, Garrett makes his return from the COVID IL. He goes 5.2 innings pitched, 1 earned run, struck out 9. Gallo hit a 2-run homer into the second deck. Albert Abreu throws 1.2 shutout innings in relief. The Yankees win the one game. The White Sox, after losing a series to the Yankees, welcome the Oakland Athletics for a 4-game set. They win the first 3. They hit really well. They slashed 288, 362. The A's did not hit well at all. White Sox starting pitchers, Keuchel, Lopez, Lynn, and Cease have a 2.7 ERA. Their bullpen has an even better ERA. What did Liam Hendriks' wife told him? He was tipping his pitches against the Yankees, and that's why he was bad. Yes, and he said she always knows. So he came back.
I'm going to go back and look.
He came back and got the save. The A's starting pitchers got rocked a little bit. Luis Robert had 7 hits with a home run. Moncada had 5 hits. Chapman for the A's had 4 hits and 2 homers. Canna had 3, but no other A recorded more than 2 hits. Lance Lynn got ejected in Game 3 for tossing his belt to the ump after the ump asked for his belt. Bassett, really scary scene, takes a comebacker, placed on the IL with a fractured cheekbone and his upper jawbone. He's undergoing surgery, so thoughts with him and his family and his camp. Hope he feels better. Very scary scene. Never like to see that. Good job by the White Sox bouncing back from the loss to the Yankees and taking a nice hard-fought win against the A's. The Red Sox came to Boston. They had a double-header, 2 7-inning games. And
you said they came to Boston. They came to New York.
Good correction. The Red Sox came to the Bronx and got swept by the Yankees. They lose both ends of the day-night doubleheader. Jordan Montgomery makes his return against Tanner Houck. Very questionable bullpen management by Cora in that game. Then the rookie Luis Gil shuts down the Red Sox as the Yankees win 2-0 on solo homers from Stanton and Voit. Renfroe had 3 hits and a home run, but no other Red Sox player recorded 3 hits. Only 5 Sox had multiple hits. The Yankees stole bases. They were fast. And the Heen Dog, Andrew Heaney, shut them down in Game 3. Rizzo and Chapman made their return and appeared in Game 3 as well. The Orioles went down to Tampa, House of Horrors, and got swept in a 4-game set. The Rays win all 4. They get good pitching. For the first time in a while, they have a full series of good pitching. Starting pitchers, 2.25 ERA. Relief pitchers, 1.88. Orioles starting pitchers, listen up. The Orioles starting pitchers in the 4 games, 10.43 ERA. Gross. Jorge Mateo did have 7 hits. Good job by him getting picked up by the Orioles. Lowe had 7 hits with 5 extra base hits. Randy, the best ever, had 6 hits, and Nelson Cruz bopped 2 homers. No Orioles starting pitcher completed 5 innings, and all of them gave up 4 or more earned runs. Rays currently have the highest winning percentage in the AL. They have 75 wins. No other AL team has 71 or more. The Astros will go to Kansas City and lose 3 out of 4 to the Royals. I don't know what's going on there. Their pitching was pretty good, I believe. No, one starter blew it, but good job by the Royals, man. They came back in some games. They hit. The Astros' only win came in extras. Perez, go-ahead 2-run single in the 8th in Game 1. Hanser Alberto, go-ahead 2-run double in the 6th in Game 2. Dozier, go-ahead 2-run home run in the 7th inning of Game 3. So the Royals came back in the first 3 games. Bummer. Mariners sweep the Rangers, and now they're only 2.5 games back from the Red Sox in the wild card chase. So the Mariners were up against that cliff, ready to die, and they're fighting back with their little tiny sword. Anderson versus Hearn. Hearn gets the sponsorship from Whataburger, so shout out to that. Mariners starting pitchers absolutely dealt, Trev, in the 3 games at a 0.98 ERA. Twins took 2 out of 3 from the Indians. 2 games going extras, both extra inning games being won by the Twins, and the other game was a walk-off as well, right? Polanco, 3 walk-offs, correct?
He had 2 in this year's. More on that
later. Angels swept the Tigers. There you go. That's your AL.
Ohtani hits the 40th. So many things
Ohtani's
happen
amazing,
in the
man.
AL. Ohtani is. I don't even know how to talk about him and make it so it's like worthy of what he's doing.
It's hard. It sounds fake. How much like hype, but it's all real. You know.
We might hear about him soon.
And I feel like he should be accumulating more WAR. He's almost at an 8, I believe.
Trev, you might be hearing about that later.
Wow.
Can I just talk about, like, I looked up WAR seasons?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Or are you going to do all that?
I didn't do any researching stuff. I have a tweet that I pulled aside.
Okay.
Do you know who the leading WAR season ever is? I did this on C-Rose. I don't even think he's close, by the way.
Oh, he might be close.
There's a guy named Timmy Keefe.
Oh.
In 1883, he threw 620 innings.
That helps.
And he got a 20 WAR. So I don't think Ohtani's going to get there, but we should just erase all that.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude. 20 WAR.
Let's start the AL stuff in the West since we started the NL in the East. Oakland loses 3 of 4 to the White Sox, right? But the Astros also lose 3 of 4 to the Royals. Now, Oakland losing to the White Sox, all right, that's 2 playoff teams playing each other. Houston, you had a chance to pick up a lot of ground. Your rest of your schedule's easy, but after our conversation about how Houston has such an easy schedule, a lot of Houston fans, or actually maybe like 1 or 2, said, yeah, but we play awful against bad teams.
Yeah.
And here they are losing 3 of 4 to the Royals, who are an under 500 team. The Houston Astros are 45 and 29 against teams over 500. 45 and 29. 16 games. 16 more wins and losses, if my math's correct there. Mm-hmm. They're 26 and 21 against teams under 500, only 5. So they are not great against weaker teams. Now, I'm still not worried about the Astros. I still think they're going to win the division. But you had a chance here to beat the Royals, and I think you had the lead in every game because the White Sox were doing your bidding for you. But that division still remains only 2.5. So sucks that the A's didn't pick up any ground, but they didn't lose any either.
Yeah, what's the problem with Houston right now?
I don't know, man. I tried to go through the game logs here and see what happened. And
they just didn't really hit.
Yeah, they didn't really hit. I couldn't find much. Their bullpen failed them in game 1. Stanek and then Yimi Garcia, who they traded for, Didn't back up Odo, who didn't have a great start himself. In game 2 is a low-scoring affair, and I think, again, it was tied going into the 6th when Framber in the 6th inning, he was 1 out away from closing out the 6th, and he gives a double up to Hanser Alberto on an 0-2 pitch. So that's just that's not good. But that game's probably more on the offense. The offense didn't do a lot.
They just had an off series. They've been great all year. I mean, look at their team OPS is 775. Basically every damn starter except for Maldonado has over an 800 OPS. That's what you like to see. Not worried about the Astros.
Me neither. But you could have keeping it at 2.5. It's more of a win, even though Oakland lost to the White Sox. They still, they didn't get that hurt, I think, is my takeaway. Yeah. Because what are they? They're tied. They own the second wild card, and they're still 2.5 out of their division. So for losing 3 out of 4, and that still being no movement in the standings, besides they did lose first in the wild card, but they're still a wild card team, not bad.
Yeah, and it could have been worse. That Olsen hit a bomb against Kopech in the final game. And, once they bring those relievers in Chicago for the White Sox, that's usually game over.
Yeah.
So he got I think it was a hanging slider. He just crushed it. I kind of like to see that because Kopech's been so good. Still a young guy, obviously really feeling himself. And then here comes Matty Olson. He's like, dude, I do this year in, year out play. You think you're going to flip a slider over to me? And he just walloped it.
Yeah.
Shout out Bassett, too. I think he's feeling better. He's been on Twitter making some jokes about it. So that was a scary situation there.
Yeah, very. And then Lance Lynn got ejected for tossing his belt to the ump. I did the breakdown on it last night.
Did.
I again was on the phone with Moylan. I went through it with him, and I was like, this is crazy, right? And he was like, that's so crazy. Now, noted friend of the program, umpire Dale Scott, said he had to eject him. I don't think so. MLB needs to install official warnings because the whole problem is I can't be shown up like that in front of everyone, And if they give a warning, no one knows it unless it's a warning for like hit by pitches and they walk out and they warn both benches. But on a personal level, an umpire can't let the whole stadium, because they're worried about their fragile ego about being showed up, they can't let the whole stadium know like that guy did that and I didn't say anything. I think they need to institute an official like yellow card, right? Because sure, Lance Lynn shouldn't have tossed his belt. I don't actually think Lance Lynn was just like lightly tossing his belt. I don't think it was like rude. Guy asked for his belt and he tossed it. If you want to like make sure that he knows you didn't like it, and you'd be like, when the whole stadium knows, oh, well, Lance Lynn just got warned. If he better not say anything else because he'll get thrown out then. And it's a much like better situation for everyone because right now, umps just throw people out. Like Castellanos talk shit after the first at bat of the game, 2 teams trying to get the playoffs, and he says you're really bad at your job, and the umpire just immediately tosses him. Like, let's instill a warning system, and there's warnings, but it's nothing. It's the ump just says I'm warning you, and then you can say and he says you're out, and then they say well I warned you. Like unofficial. The whole stadium knows Castellanos has just been warned. And then it's on the player. Like if you get the warning and then you talk shit again, no one's going to be on your side at all. The fact that MLB umps can just go, boom, you're gone, is so silly to me. And I understand it. They want to protect their ego. There's just nothing else in place besides an instant ejection. It's so stupid.
I don't mind like a yellow card, and along with the yellow card comes a $500 fine.
Sure.
$1,000 fine, donate to charity. But yeah, to throw somebody out over that's kind of ridiculous.
I said it, and then my Twitter was full of it. You can think that Lance Lynn was being rude. I don't, but you can think Lance Lynn was being rude. But if you think
you have a Lance Lynn bias, though.
Yeah, but if you think that warrants an instant ejection, and you're not part of the umpire union, you're so weird. If you think that warrants an instant ejection, your brain should be studied.
There's precedent set though, Jim, because if you ever see, a player get mad and throw his gear, if it's away from an umpire,
it's a fine.
Nothing. Or maybe you get whatever. But if you throw it anywhere towards the umpire, you're gone. So I think that's kind of like
but
what
that's
it was,
not the umpire said I need your belt.
It's true. He did ask
for the belt. Lance Lynn was down on the steps and he tossed it up. Like I said, if that belt lands safely on the railing, like Lance was trying for it to land, no one cares. There's not a single soul that says, he should be ejected. He threw his belt. It landed on the railing right in front of the ump. He should be ejected. But he missed.
Or if it landed in the dugout, say he got rejected by the fence and it landed at the guy's feet that was standing by the fence, he doesn't get ejected. I agree with that.
And no one's pining for him to be ejected. So the people that think he had to eject him, if you're not part of the umpire union, you're like dead to me in all future arguments. You are. And maybe I'm being as stubborn as I'm upset for them as being, but like you cannot. And I did a breakdown when Buxton threw his batting glove. He was mad at the ump. He threw his bat down in frustration. Then he tossed his batting glove behind him towards home plate and hit the ump in the face. Ejected. You're already mad.
Yeah.
The ump didn't ask, hey, can I see your batting glove? And you lightly toss it to him. You just threw it in the ump's general direction. Ejected. 100% agree. Immediate. You cannot put yourself in a situation where you throw something at the ump's face. But this ump literally said, hey, I need your belt. And Lance said, here you go. And they ejected him.
There's Jason in the chat says he hates when dudes throw their gear. He says, don't be a baby and make the bat boy pick up your stuff because you feel like having a tantrum. I will say there are times where it gets excessive, and I don't like throwing the gear all the time. But, dude, there's just times during a season where you're freaking pissed. It's your livelihood. If you don't perform, you're out. You don't make any money. They send you down, all this stuff. Like, there's a lot riding. The emotion's very high in these games. And, we try to temper it as much as possible because it's not healthy for you to be pissed off all the time when you're not performing well. Like, you have to find a way to get out of that. But there's just
it's
times,
also some people's release. Like I've said this a lot. I'm a big advocate for rage rooms for little kids, little boys. I wish I had one. I would just go like throw rocks at the.
What's a rage room?
Like you just go break shit. Because like some people need a physical release to let out anger. They can't, otherwise it's just bottled. So it's like
that's exercise.
It's exercise for some people. But like I would go like throw rocks at trees. That was like if I was mad about like being upset. I'd go to the woods and like break a stick. It works.
What?
It's a whole thing. It's like little.
Are you like one step away from being like?
No, I don't get mad often, but when I do, it's like I need like a stress ball or like something like physically. It's nothing verbal would help me release that anger.
Sure.
So like when you see a guy break his bat over his leg, I'm not like, what a baby. I'm like, I probably helped him get over it real quick. I had a buddy who didn't know how to do it, and I would take him to the woods, and I said, hey, break this stick on that tree. And then I grab another. It's like the scene from Zombieland when they just go through they break it. Here, take this stick, break it over the tree. And then he was like, all right. He was like smiling about it. I'm like, yeah, it works. So I don't care about throwing the equipment if you're mad at yourself. Like when Paul O'Neill would beat up the water cooler because he was mad at himself, I don't care about that.
Yeah. There's been some crazy
But Lance Lynn wasn't even mad. You see him go like this and lightly flip it. Like he pauses, aims, and lightly flips it. It's not like he just like sidearm shoved it at the ump. Like, take it. He like literally went doop and flipped it.
There was a little bit of go after yourself in the flip. I get it.
I don't think there was. There's go after yourself because, dude, the ump's late to get there anyway. Like, what's that about?
Well, I think that was genius by Lance to come up with that. He was late. There's no specific time.
No, they're supposed to meet at the foul line.
Yeah, but like, he could have been positioned in a way where he couldn't get there, and Lance maybe walked faster.
I think Lance
than
had
usual,
to shit.
Like maybe.
Whatever.
What else?
All right. There needs to be a warning system.
Rage rooms. Here we go.
Rage rooms are great.
I do exercise when I'm mad. I exercise or I make love.
Yeah, like when I played hockey, like taking slap shots at the goal, like that will do it. But if you're not around that, punching bag works, like to punch things. I just never had one.
How does it feel? Let's move on to the. What do you want to move on? The East? We're going to stay in West. Want to go Mariners?
The
Mariners?
Central is like not worth talking about, right? In the AL.
Well, the Indians and Twins is kind of a throwaway series. Twins have won, I think, 4 series in a row now. So good on them for continuing to fight, I guess. But it's obviously too late for anything like that. We'll talk more about those wins. So we'll table that discussion. I think we should talk about the Mariners. Mariners are staying in there, Jim. We say sweep or get swept. They sweep the freaking Rangers.
Yeah.
And these guys can pitch a little bit.
No,
man.
The Mariners were on the edge. I think I agree with our description. Like they were on the edge, but they're fighting back these last couple series. They're 3 games out of the wild card. So maybe we were a little too eager to write them off. I still don't think they're going to get a wild card spot, but they go to Houston now, and Houston just lost 3 or 4 to the Royals. So I think they're going to go to like kind of a fired up Houston team, a Houston team that needs wins, and we'll see how they do because they got 3 against Houston and 2 against Oakland on the road. So good.
Man, they could do it.
Real good start to the road trip.
Do it, Jim. They're 10 games over 500. Boston has they've looked bad. They have looked bad. They look like we thought they were going to look like. They're running out of gas.
Boston?
Their starting pitching isn't good. Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've been saying that for a while now. They had magic for a long time. I was jealous of a lot of their offense and a lot of their base running and stuff, but they're wild on the base paths. But they're just Boston's running out of magic. I mean,
it's how is Seattle? I think it's how Seattle going to play against Oakland. How many games does Seattle have against Oakland left? Let's check that out.
Seattle has 2 against Oakland coming up this week, and then at the tail end, they have 4, and then 3. They got 9 games against Oakland left. That's good for both teams, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, you get hot, and you just got to get hot at the right time. You get hot at the end of the season while you're playing those teams, and it could happen, man. I want Mariners fans to have hope because I've been impressed. It's taken a long time for me to hop on board, but they got some young dudes that can twirl it, Jim.
Yeah. The best thing that they have going for them is they're young, they're hungry, and it's a win. The season is not a loss if they don't make the wild card. Where the Yankees, complete loss. I think the A's, loss. I think Boston, I think it's a loss at this point because they were 13 games up at one point. They weren't expected to be there, so you can say like, well, but once you get 13 games up, it becomes kind of a loss. And the Mariners, it's not, man. Like, if they just fight this out and they play good ball the rest of the way but miss the wild card by 3 games, no one's going to sit there and talk shit about the Mariners season. It's going to be nothing but they overperformed and they're on their way and they got more coming and they can make some moves.
It's nice when you got a guy really step up for you, especially a starting pitcher like Flexen has. And you're just like, oh, we got a guy.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen for teams all that often. When you have someone come up, you're like, oh, okay, this guy's going to be a guy for us. Boom. Lock him into our rotation for many years to come. Awesome. And J.P. Crawford's, just a stud. I think he's got his batting average up to like 272. Let's go.
It is nice that Fulte pitched a good game for the Rangers. It's nice to see. His career was on a weird path at one point. Boston and the Yankees is complete reversal from what it was in April. I mean, Cora made some weird bullpen moves, and he's been the secret sauce, and every bullpen move that Boone made, worked. The Yankees have now tied the MLB record for most saves in a row. They haven't had a laugher in a long time either way, which is actually, it's a good thing because they're winning. They've won 7 in a row now, but they need to get some rest under them. But yeah. Who does Boston have coming up now? Texas? Minnesota? Cleveland? Okay. Good stretch for them to get back on the right path.
They do.
But I don't like their pitching.
Where else are we going?
I don't know. I think that might be it for the AL.
Everybody?
Did we miss anything, BBD?
Rays sweep. Did we talk about
It's the
them?
Orioles. It's really good to sweep 4 games. The Orioles seems like they just like are like really losing. Like it seems like they took Buster Only's tweet and the players saw Buster Only's tweet and was like, yeah, let's lose even more so this stops. I don't know.
Rays are so scary, dude. Like you just don't know what the hell is happening when you play them. And now that's a good series this weekend. White Sox going down to Tampa, I believe.
Guess
And White Sox.
guess the Orioles record in August.
It's not good. It's like two wins or 3 wins.
Official guess. They've played 17 games or 16.
Yeah, I think it's like 2 wins. 2 wins. That's my guess.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 games. They are 1-16. They have lost their last 15 games.
It's not fun to show up to the park
Guess
like that. Gotta
who
be
gets to
honest
play
with
them
you.
next, Trev?
The Orioles?
The Braves!
Oh, baby, those Braves. Everything coming up Atlanta right now? Set up for another epic Atlanta collapse in the postseason? Let's go.
Come on now. Come on now.
I'm just kidding. They're my Braves. I picked them to win the World Series, Jim. Nobody's happier than me right
We
now.
didn't talk about Toronto at all. They're now 4.5 games out of the wild card.
Well, Toronto's coming.
What's that?
They're
They're the IL. That's why we haven't talked about them. Makes sense. Let's do the IL. BBD, what you got?
Only one IL series. Blue Jays at Nats, and the Nats swept the 2-game set. They win Game 1, 12-6. Game 2 was closer. 8-5 Nats win in the Barrios game. Both offenses hit a lot. The Nats as a team had a batting average just under 330, and the Blue Jays had an OPS in the 800s as a team. But National starting pitchers ultimately were the most acceptable of any pitching group with a ERA just over 4. Everyone else pitched bad. Riley Adams had 5 hits, 3 extra base hits, and a homer. No other National records 3 hits but Soto, Keyboom, Bell, and Hernandez all had 2 hits with homers. Hernandez and Simeon 2 homers each. Bo Bichette 4 hits. And Game 2 was a matchup of trade deadline pickups between Gray and Barrios. Barrios went 5-2. Belly hits a go-ahead home run in 7th inning. Springer goes on the IL again with a knee sprain. Boo. Julian Merriweather began a rehab assignment Wednesday. Stripling has been shut down with the oblique. Joe Ross won't return this season. Oh, no Tommy John.
Ooh. All right. I'll brush past this real quick. Toronto, this was the most disappointing thing you've ever done. Everybody knows the 2-game interleague series are just splits and you go on your way.
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing against a Jeff Passan weak team, the only option is split and who no one cares, or you win both because they're not competing to lose both is, just as disappointing gets. So Blue Jays ruined everything.
The Nats, I think if I counted right, were 1-12 in their 13 games leading up to this. So
No, it's just sad, You feel sad for Toronto. We all believed in you. And you go lose the interleague 2-game series.
I've been looking at this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just have to ask the chat this question. Do we have any Mariners fans in the
Sure.
chat? Chris Flexen came over from the Mets. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He pitched in 17, 18, and 19 with them. It says he's got 100. I don't know what's going on with his service time, but he says he's on a contract 2 years, 4.75. That goes 21 and 22. Has a 23 team option. But then it says he's not ARB eligible until 2024. I don't know what's going on with this guy. I think his Baseball Reference page is broken.
Did they buy out his arbitration?
I think the service time is wrong on the Baseball Reference page because none of that makes any sense.
So he signed a 2-year, $475 million deal with a 2023 club option.
Yeah, but then it says he's ARB eligible in 2024, which doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
I need someone write in the comments if you're listening to this on YouTube. Write what happened with Chris Flexen because I have no idea.
How can you be ARB eligible after? Did they just can a team just buy out 2 years of arbitration?
I have no idea. Someone's saying Korea or Japan. He went there after and then came back. I'm so lost. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I don't know how that works. I'm just interested in general how that would work.
It says he came from Japan, so I guess that makes sense. They signed him in Japan for a 2-year deal with the club option. I don't know.
Okay.
It's time to move on.
Got to move on. Yeah, and Blue Jays, boo. All right, second half of the show. Individual performances. We're done talking about teams as a whole. This is brought to you by the JM Store. How about that? JOMBOY Essentials, the new line that they made. The ad copy says, "You see this shirt I'm wearing?" But I'm wearing
You have one of the hats on, I think.
a free Miller Lite shirt I got from like a bar that I wear a lot. But I am wearing one of the new hats because this is the style hat I like. The Taurus hat's always been this. They put that on. I think that's a hat there.
Yeah, I think that's in that line.
We got like some like the pocket tees and a tie-dye hoodie that everyone in the office really likes, and a bunch of more styles of hats. There's no doubt that you'll find something to rep JOMBOY Media and impress all your friends. How about that? We have a special discount for Talkin' Baseball listeners. Go to shop.jomboymedia.com. Use code TALKIN at checkout for 15% off your order. I like the pocket tees, and I like the hoodies that have the really small JM. I like the understated designs a lot. It's a whole new line that our graphics department worked on. So go to shop.jomboymedia.com. Click on the JOMBOY Essentials collection and use code TALKIN at checkout to get $15 off your entire order. How about that?
There's some cool joggers in there that were a late ad that are a hit.
A late ad? Oh, there's joggers? I didn't see
There's
those.
joggers in there now. That
What's
I
that
have
weather?
a couple pairs of, and
You're not a
very
jogger
What's that?
comfortable.
You're not a joggers guy.
At the house. I don't wear sweatpants. I can't do it out of the house because I sweat so much. So then
Yeah.
I feel
Come the cold
disgusting.
times, you'll really like them because they are warm.
But I even can't wear them to work because
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm in pajamas, and then
and all the sweatshirts are really cool.
But I wear them at my house.
I feel like Trevor Plouffe, and
exclusively.
I'm not just saying that because he's here. I feel like Trevor Plouffe when I wear the sweatshirts.
Wow.
Ooh, yeah, I just placed an order, Jim. So I'll have my stuff. I don't know, whenever it comes.
Badass. All right, let's go to Standout Performances. Trev, you get to go first.
I am going to give my standout performance to Abisail Garcia of the Milwaukee Brewers. He went 2 for 4 with 2 homers. One was to save a game for the Brew Crew. Just a steady ball player. One that was overlooked. I feel like is always kind of overlooked. He's almost like Nelson Cruz light, where teams just sign him and he just performs really well, and then they get rid of him and somebody else signs him for a short. I don't know. He's been Detroit, Chicago, Tampa, and now Milwaukee. Having a hell of a season right now. 837 OPS. He's got 23 bombas with 72 ribbies. So, the Brewers, they've needed offense all year. He's been pretty steady for them. So shout out Abisail. They used to call him Mini Miggy.
I remember
back in the day when he was on the Tigers.
Abisail.
Yeah, he kind of still has that. He's changed a little bit, but Miggy's hitting tree, we've talked about this on the show also, is incredible. The guys that have worked under Miggy, played under Miggy, have gone on to be some of the best hitters in the game. Abisail being one of them, Nick Castellanos, JD Martinez. Like, fucking, I wish I was on Miggy's team. Damn it.
Hey, who are we going to
Shout out
Where are
Abbas
we going to
Ayil.
see pitch on Sunday? When we're in
What's
Milwaukee, watching Avasile. Looks like we're going to see Eric Lauer on the bump. Nope, wrong. Hauser.
Ooh, Hauser.
Oh, Mr. Puke.
The only other game I've been to in Milwaukee was a Hazard Puke game.
You know what sucks is he's been forgotten about. Everyone talks about the big three: Peralta, Woodruff, and Burns. But he's sitting with like a 3.5, isn't he?
That's not going to cut it. You don't get in the law firm with a 3.5, Trev.
What do you got? I think 3.5 is like my cutoff for an ERA. That's like, all right, fuck yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, any ERA in the threes needs to be respected, and I think baseball fans don't do that because they just compare everyone to the greats. But
yes, they do.
I mean, if your ERA,
where's your line in the sand for
like
for
a
fuck
clap,
yeah?
like you fist pump after the season, it depends on circumstances.
How you got there?
But if you're an established pitcher, right, and you're supposed to be a starter in the rotation all year, like that's what you are, then like around a 3.5. If you're under that, I'm like, hell yeah, good season.
You're
Now,
stoked.
if you're a rookie, like I think Jordan Montgomery's first year with the Yankees, he had a 3.85. But it was his first year. That's excellent rookie season. But a lot of baseball fans discredit high 3 ERAs. And it's like, no, those are good. In this day and age. Actually, in any day and age. But you just got to. And then, obviously, if you're Garrett Cole, if you're Verlander, if you're Bueller, or any of these people, you need to be like, you're going to really clap for like under 3.3. Like if it starts with 3.2, it's still like, good job. That's not bad enough that you're not top tier anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Wait, Peralta got injured on a swing?
I don't know how he got injured. I saw that he got injured, and look,
Dude,
someone said it was a swing.
I don't like that at all.
Me neither. Nationals, they don't know who they're starting on Sunday. Tibbet. Who's Captain Tibbet? Good standout. Speaking of ERAs, my standout performer is Madison Bumgarner. Now, I brought him up maybe a month ago and said, like, hey, we hadn't checked in on him in a while. He's having a good season. He just shut down the Phillies. 8 innings pitched. 3 hits, 1 earned run for MadBum in Arizona. He's letting these rookies get their first starts, and he's like, oh, I can do that too. The lineup that he faced, Segura, Realmuto, Harper, McCutchen, Bohm. Didi's not having a great year. Ronald Torreyes isn't going to be part of this, and Luke Williams. Okay, so, wow, that Phillies lineup drops off kind of steeply as far as power goes towards the end, huh? Yeah. Yikes.
Yes.
Philly's lineup is not nearly as deep as I thought it was. Just the BBD effect.
It's
pumping
decent.
everyone's.
It's a lot of dudes
think
you
it's
expect to
They
be able
got
to figure it out when it
4
matters.
guys with a slugging over that's in the 4s, and then no one else.
Yeah.
Unless Brad Miller's starting.
Reese is out right now.
Reese, that's okay. So Reese he didn't get to face Reese. But anyway, MadBum, great job. Great job. 8 innings pitched. And speaking of season ERAs, he's down to 4.06 right now, Trev. So one more good start's going to get him in the 3s. And you guys remember, MadBum had an 11.20 after his first 3 starts. After his first 12 starts, he was at 573. So after 19 starts to be down to 4.06 means he's had a pretty good run. And in his last 7 games started, he's got a 1.93 ERA. And he's faced the Padres twice, the Phillies, the Giants. He's faced some teams in that stretch. So MadBum, standout performance. Everyone almost wanted him to burn out because we're a terrible, crazy, mean-spirited society that likes seeing falls from grace as much as we like cheering on the rise. And he's just pushing it. He's just saying, no, not yet. Not yet. I'm still going.
Yeah, that's weird how we do that. We bring people up and then we want to bring them down. If you look at
It's
his
very safe.
ERA by month, Jim, 5.58, 4.67, 22.5. That was only one start in June. And then, like you mentioned, July and August in those 7 starts. July a 2 ERA, and August even better with a 1.88. So good job, Matt.
Remember when Kershaw had like a 2.73 ERA?
Gotta go. I'm roboting.
Wow.
See you guys.
Wow. He's going to be back. Well, Kershaw had a 2.73 ERA in 2018, his 30-year-old season. He didn't get Cy Young votes or MVP votes or All-Star game for the first time in like 8 years, and everyone was like, he's on his way down. It's like still one of the best
like including
seasons.
me and Jake.
Thought he was on his way down?
We just like were saying. I remember it was like kind of a big fight we had with Trev on the RV.
Oh. I don't remember that.
Am I sounding better now?
To me?
Assume so.
Gosh.
I was saying that people were very eager to do that with Kershaw. Just like, he stinks now. BBD says him and Jake got in an argument with you on the RV.
It was mostly Jake. I stayed out of it, but I kind of agreed with Jake at the time.
Because he had a 2.73 ERA at his 30-year-old season and didn't get an All-Star or Cy Young vote for the first time in 8 years. And it's like, hey, that's still a fantastic season.
Hopefully I was on the side of saying he's still a good pitcher.
Yeah, you were.
Okay.
Yeah. I was more agreeing with Jake that like, oh, he's not like the same as like his peak years when he was the best pitcher I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But
he's the best pitcher we've ever seen,
yes,
statistically.
Yeah. He's got a high ERA right now. It's still 3.39. Still in that like good season range. And he's in his 15th season.
Verlander went
Got
through the
his
same
ring.
thing. People wanted him to go down. All of a sudden, he's still the best pitcher in baseball, even though he's hurt now. He had a couple really good years there after people thought he was done.
Yeah. Went to Houston.
Did go to the Astros.
BBD, your standout?
guy who really could get standout every time he plays, but it's Shohei Ohtani. On the pitching end of things, he is probably his best start of the year. 8 innings, 1 run, 8 Ks, 6 hits, no walks. People were saying he probably could have pitched the 9th, but Madden took him out. And he gets his 40th homer of the year in that game, and we picked him in the homer draft, so it was a really good day for that. Some stats on the season from Ohtani that Sarah Langs tweeted either late last night, this morning. It was this afternoon, like an hour ago. He has 40 homers, which is 5 more than anyone else in baseball. He has 20 110-mile-per-hour exit velo homers, which is 5 more than anyone else in baseball. His opponents are hitting .075 against his splitter, which is the lowest batting average against any pitch for any pitcher in baseball, with a minimum of 80 plate appearances. He has a 1.58 ERA since the start of July, which is the second lowest in baseball among people with 5 starts. He has an 8 B WAR on the season, which is 2.1 more than anyone else in baseball. He has a 7.3 F WAR, which is 1.5 more than anyone else in baseball. He's 6 450-foot homers, which is the most in baseball, tied with someone. I don't know who. And he's the highest barrel rate in baseball as well.
Jesus, dude. And guess what? BBD just listed all those beautiful facts, so great job on your standout performance.
Are Angels fans still treating him like a child?
Who?
Don't know.
Ohtani.
What does that mean?
For a while, they traded him like a little precious cat.
Like when Ottavino
said like fuck your birthday, they're like, how could you say that to Ohtani? He's nothing but good and happy. It's like
it's his 27th birthday.
He's 27 years old. He's dominating sports at every level.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs your sympathy.
He's a savage.
Dude's the fucking
biggest
rock star in the world. I think he can handle a little shit talk on the field. But Angels fans were like, who do you think he's talking to? He's the best, like, ever.
Jim, do you know?
We haven't seen someone dominate a sport like this legitimately probably since Babe Ruth stats in his first home run season comparative to the rest of the league, or like some of those Wayne Gretzky seasons where he outscored and outpointed like complete rosters. I don't think we've ever seen someone dominate their contemporaries in such a way. in such a unique way.
You look, go check out the single season WAR all-time leaderboard. It's just a bunch of dudes in like the little brimmed hats, and they're all black and white photos, and they're all from the 1800s. And then there's Babe Ruth at 15, Jim. There's 14 better seasons than Babe Ruth.
Say that?
There's 14 better seasons than Babe Ruth's best season. Just so you know. According to Baseball Reference, 14.2 was his WAR that year. And there's guys... Old Haas Radborn had a 14.3.
But like, you know, Mike Trout's been dominating baseball for the last decade. But the distance between Trout and second place in what he's doing wasn't nearly the distance between what Ohtani's doing and what the rest, because he's hitting and pitching.
Yeah.
Like the gap of just awe factor is huge. And I think when Babe Ruth was like, hey, hitting in the air is cool, like that had to be similar to this, because we've just never, people thought this could never be done, and he's not doing it on an average level. He's doing it on, if he did this on an average level, it would still be getting raved. If he had a 3.65 ERA making a start every game and was top 50, somewhere around 30 in all the offensive stats, it'd be getting rave reviews. Like, can you believe he's doing this?
We'd say he should get a lot of down ballot
votes. He's a
votes.
top player. He should, even though he's not dominating on either side of the ball, he should get MVP votes because he's a top 50 player on the mound. He's a top 1 player. Like, he's a top 10 player pitching and a top 1 hitting. It's
incredible, and I'm so happy the story is this and not what you just said. Like, he's kind of average on both sides. Like, I love that he's dominating. He's going to usher in more and more two-way players. It's not going to be like everyone's going to be a two-way player just because it's so, you can't do that. But now that that's out there, that someone can do both, there's going to be more attempts at it. And there's going to be more successful attempts at it too. And I think that's really cool because, you know, I'm not saying I could have done both, but there's a lot of people that, you know, get drafted. They can. I would love. This is what I really want to see, Jim.
Yeah.
I want to see a guy play like a shortstop every day, and then I want to see him come off of shortstop and be a high leverage reliever. That's what I want to see, and that's going to happen, and soon.
I like that. It's an easier path for like the next guy. Because I was going to say the next guy that some team's going to try and just do this for like the marketing alone. Like, we got the next Shohei. He's a two-way player. Two-way McKay maybe. No, but like, you know, and it's like, it's just going to be like, well, how do you follow up what he's doing? But yeah, if it's a reliever, goes from shortstop to the mound, that's cool.
Comes in. Like I want to see
literally
him
Little League.
I want to see him bottom of the 8th comes around. I want to see him leaving his shortstop position, sprinting to the bullpen, getting loose in that inning, half inning, and then go pitch. Like, that's what I want to see. Before we move on, though, I love this. Is so weird to me. I don't understand how this happened. 20th best overall season for WAR. Any guesses? It's a pitcher.
So that takes you out of it.
I'm not in it.
Pedro.
It's the only in-color picture on the whole page. It's Dwight Gooden with a 13.3 WAR season.
That's awesome.
Is absolutely nuts. Is that his rookie year? Did he do that? Or maybe that's his 85 season. Yeah, it's got to be his 85 season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Larkin in the chat says, I can't wait for that little leaguer who pitches lefty and righty to make it into the show. Already happened. Pat Venditte. Is that how you say it?
Venditti, I think.
Venditti. We've already seen a pitcher that throws with both arms in MLB baseball. Yankees farmhand.
We've seen a guy throw with one hand.
Yeah, we've seen a guy throw with one hand. Hall of Famer
awesome,
or Gold Glove winner with one hand.
That's insane.
Crazy. All right, Trev, we're going to do Slump Watch. So, I mean, I don't know.
I'm out.
You're out? Okay,
out.
We'll do it quick.
BBD, take a big box. I'll be back.
Slump Watch. Watch. We had 5 guys on Slump Watch from last week. Franmil Reyes, Manny Machado, Jorge Soler, Bo Bichette, and Jean Segura. I know that Segura didn't do shit because he's on the Phillies. And we have more people to add. How many Phillies are we adding?
Wow. More goes into putting me in a big box than people might think, so I'm not going to do that switch.
Yeah.
But the potential adds, JT goes 0 for 11 with a walk of this series. Lewis Brinson 0 for 11, 2 walks. Mike Yaz, he's on a few weeks ago, I think, and we got him off then. 0 for 9, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Brantley 1 for 13 with an RBI, walk, and a K. And Adam Frazier 1 for 12 with a walk.
Yikes, man. All these people are on teams.
Yeah.
Huh. Are all 5 on besides Brinson?
Brinson.
All right. So,
So Brinson's kind of an easy omission.
Bo Bichette deserves claps. He goes 4 for 10 with 2 Ks. Good job by him.
He's the definitive. He's off.
Jorge Soler, he needed a bounce back because otherwise it was like, oh, you're just bad again. He goes 3 for 12. 2 of them were doubles. 3 walks. So we had a 400 on base percentage, and the Braves are winning. And it's good vibes all around, so I'm taking him off.
He's not striking out excessively.
Yeah. Manny Machado went 3 for 13 with 2 RBIs in Colorado.
I think we can get him off with claps if we leave him.
Okay. And then Franmil.
Franmil, the one was a homer, and like kind of.
I'm taking him off because it's like, yeah, whatever. I'm definitely putting JT on here. The Phillies need him.
Yeah, we're getting him off.
I'm putting Frazier and Brantley on here because those guys are needed. And then I'm going to take Segura off. He didn't have a good series, but Real Muto's is more pressing. If we can get one Philly going, you want Real Muto besides Gene, right?
Yeah, if you have JT going, that's the biggest advantage you have over any
So
team.
let's put Yaz.
Yeah.
I don't even think they need it. They're so good. But, okay. Easy peasy. Real Muto, Manny, Brantley, Frazier, Yaz. We just got them all going. Don't have to worry about them. They're on Slump Watch, but you can put it out of your brain because the slump's ending soon. Is Trev still here? Did he leave for good?
It's not back yet.
Oh, wow. He really left. Sad. All the Braves are taking their walks, says MAB in the chat. I've never seen one team have all the hitters force pitchers throw strikes at one time like the Braves are doing right now. Good insight.
I like that.
I like it.
Yankees are following a similar formula on their turnaround.
Yeah. I mean, are the Braves high on pitches per plate appearance?
I would assume so. Go look into that. I meant to say this when we were talking about the Rays and the AL recap, and it's half turning it into a Yankee thing, but really it's a compliment to the Rays. Yankees made a 10-game difference against the Red Sox over the last 6 weeks or whatever. They made up like no ground on the Rays. I think the Rays have, if anything, gained. I guess they couldn't have gained on them, but
the
Rays are just still ahead of them.
Rays are good, and they're playing
really good.
Baltimore. The Braves are below average in pitches per plate appearance, but maybe
on the season.
So maybe it's starting to come around a little bit.
Yeah, curious if it's for August.
The Yankees are the best by a decent margin in comparison. They average 409 pitches per plate appearance. The Mariners are in second with 401. That seems close, but it is pretty close. Then the Giants are 401. And those are the only 3 teams that average 4 pitches per plate appearance right now.
Yeah. The Yankees were kind of always doing that a bit. Just when they would hit it in play, then it was all double plays and everything else and nothing fun. Where the Braves, I'm guessing, went from not really doing that to doing that.
Yeah. The Braves foul off a lot of pitches, so good job. All right, Trav, let's go into Fuego.
Dirt nasties on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
Freddie Freeman, your dude that you played in AAA with. 9 for 13, 2 homers, a triple, a double, hit for the cycle, 2 walks, 733 OBP. Brandon Lau, 7 for 15 with 3 bombs, 7 RBIs, and a hit by pitch. Took it for the team. Carlos Correa hit. Astros didn't win a lot of games. Carlos Correa went off. He went 7 for 14 with a homer. Good for him. C.J. Cron for the Rockies, putting the Padres to bed. 6 for 11 with 2 homers. Ian Happ of the Compound. Go check it out. Listen to new episodes on whatever podcast app you use. Ian Happ. And we're going to be hanging out with him in Chicago. He goes 5 for 10, 2 homers, so he's getting ready for our visit. Avisael Garcia, 5 for 11 with 2 homers. You heard about him. Teoscar, 4 for 8, 2 homers and 2 doubles. So didn't hit anything without a little power to it. And Luis Robert, 7 for 13 with 3 RBIs, a homer. That's your Fuego list. Good job by everyone. Good job by everyone. All right. Awards. Trev, you get to go first.
Give me a sec here. I'm getting this all pulled up. My award is going to go to Jorge Polanco. I don't really have a name for the award. It's the Walk-Off Winner Award. This is something that's pretty special. He had 3 consecutive wins for the Twins, end in walk-off fashion, all by Jorge freaking Polanco, who became the first player in Twins history to record walk-off RBIs in 3 straight team wins. Obviously.
In Twins history, someone's done that?
In fact, Jim,
did Damon do it for the
players
Yankees?
on any other team have accomplished the feat in the regular season since RBIs became an official stat. That's Tony Pena for the Pirates and George Scott in 1973 for Milwaukee.
I thought Damon might have done it to the Twins in 2019.
This is interesting about this. We're talking about the Gatorade showers. Who gave him the cold shower after each walk-off? The first one. This is an article by I love this guy. I want to give him a shout out. Do Young Park. He's the Twins writer for the MLB app, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is a pretty cool way to phrase this. First Gatorade shower came from Andrelton Simmons and Arias, and they dumped an icy yellow bath over Polanco's shoulders. That was the walk-off against Tampa Bay. Ryan Jeffers was the next cooler, and that was full of water. And that was when he walked off the down the right field line in a 5-4 victory. And then the last one was Miguel Sano emerged from the dugout, and it was another cooler of
Gatorade.
Water.
Oh.
1-out single off Cleveland reliever Justin Garza on Wednesday. So 3 victories in a row, all Jorge Polanco walk-offs. To get the chance to do that is statistically crazy, and then to actually come through with it is awesome. I love Jorge Polanco. He's had a really good year this year, and I bought him his first ever suit in the big leagues because I'm a nice guy, and Delman Young did it for me. So shout out Jorge.
Very nice of you.
Yeah.
My award is this, what did I name it? I named it Should Be Easy Award. Should Be Easy Award. Goes to Salvador Perez. Because it should be so easy to get this guy out. I don't understand how his numbers are so good. He has 15 walks on the season, Trev.
Okay.
In 119 games, he has 15 walks. 15 in 448 plate appearances. 3% of his plate appearances gone for a walk. He leads the league in swinging at pitches out of the zone. Him and Javi Baez, and it's like a landslide. I tweeted out the numbers the other day, and they're at like 200. What was it? Let me try and find it real quick, because I don't understand why you throw him a strike. He has 220 swings and misses at pitches out of the zone.
I don't know. Do you want me
And
to
he has
answer that?
15 walks on the season. Is it nothing but mistakes? Like Dallas Keuchel faced him, and he induced 8 swings and misses in 3 at-bats and got him out. And he just didn't throw a pitch in the zone.
That's very Dallas Keuchel. Dallas Keuchel can do that, though.
I know. And Salvador Perez has 8. He has the most swings and misses in a single game this season with 8. He also has the second most swings and misses in a single game this season with 7. He has 220 swings and misses at pitches out of the zone. Javi Baez has 210. That's the 1 and 2. They're close. Third is your dude. No, not Avisel. It's Adolis Garcia, the rookie, with 165. Yep. Salvi Perez has 60 more, 55 more than third place. So I don't know. If you're a pitcher, why are you throwing him a strike? He refuses to walk. It's so impressive that he has a 273 average when he doesn't walk at all.
Yeah, you spend your time trying to get ahead of hitters, then old Sal comes up and you just got to throw one outside the box. I don't know, man. That's a crazy stat.
It's crazy, right? I was looking it up. I was trying to find who had the most swings and misses in a single game because I thought that was interesting. Like, what a bad game. And then it was Salvi had the most and the second most. And I was like, I wonder how many he has on the year. And then I saw the gap between him and Javi in third place. And I was like, whoa. Those guys are wildly just swinging in comparison to the league. Like, he's got 60 more than third place. Think of how much more he has than the average batter.
He's never walked. His career average walk rate, 3.4%. He's at 3.1 this year. He's just striking out way more. 26.4% of the dang time he's striking out. But still having a great year.
Yeah.
3.5 WAR.
It should be
30
easy.
fucking homers. Geez.
You just got to be confident enough to throw something not in the zone to him. I genuinely think if you told your starting pitcher, try to walk him, try to walk him while being like 2 balls off the plate. I think that's like the strategy. Just see what happens.
I love that he got an extension this year. I loved it, man. He's 31 years old. They gave him a 4-year with a team option for the 5th year, $82 million. But shoot, he's earned it, man.
Someone asked where Stanton was on that list in the chat. Stanton was like 20th, but the numbers weren't that bad in comparison. Stanton is a classic example of people just hone on the bad. Dude's like, because he looks so bad when he swings and misses, because he just has such a unique approach. But, you know, Stan's got a 126 OPS plus, and his numbers are, you know, they're not MVP, but he's got 263 batting average, a 362 on base, a 463 slugging, an 825 OPS, a 126 OPS plus. Like, it might not be an MVP season for Stan, but you can't talk shit about those numbers. A lot of Yankee fans don't understand that because they think he's like terrible and having a bad year, and it's like, well, no, he's having a good year, and he's got like a 9-game hitting streak right now. But biggest case of people only see the negative when they watch Giancarlo Stanton play because it's such a weird swing. But like you can't talk shit about his season. He's having a good season and he's playing well, and his clutch stats and his runners in score, all the stats that you want to look up about Stanton are good, but Yankees fans will swear to you he's like garbage. It's like, oh no, you're just assholes.
If Stanton
Playing outfield now.
And he's playing the outfield
if
now.
Stanton plays, like stays healthy for the next how many years? Yeah, another 6 years to play.
Yeah.
He could be a Hall of Famer. He could hit 500 home runs. He's got to stay healthy, and he's got to perform at a really high level. But like, it's not out of the realm to say that Giancarlo Stanton could average 30 home runs a year as a DH.
No, and he's playing the outfield now, so you know, good for him.
Wouldn't that be wild?
He's been good.
332 career homers is 170 away from We're doing math pod now. 170 away from 500. 6 years of ball left. 170 divided by 6, less than 30. About 28, right? Right, BBD?
I wasn't listening to you.
Okay.
'Cause I'm a bad guy.
He's got a chance.
Yeah. No, Stan's having a good year. It's just
And his numbers were kind of the only ones that were holding up besides like Judge,
Yeah.
even when the Yankees were bad.
yeah.
Does BBD get an award?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll keep it quick because I think we got to stimulate and
Oh
get out
wow,
of
we
here.
got to stimulate.
So while you do that, I'll give.
I'm running out of
I'll
juice.
give out the
Jake's
Peter
not here to
Moylan
juice me up.
Award. It's going to Freddie Freeman. We've already shouted out a couple times, so I don't even really need to say much. But got out an OPS in the 1 dot range in August, and coming off last year's MVP year, short season, just doing it again. He's creeping up. Obviously, Tatis plays out the whole season. He's probably MVP, but he has missed some time. If he misses any more time, it's up for conversation. And Muncy was kind of the chic pick for a little bit. Harper, when the Phillies got back into the playoff conversation, was the fun, hey, look out on him for MVP. Braves have leapfrogged the Phillies. Freeman's really, really good. So and Peter Moylan the other night tweeted, Freddie's going to win MVP again.
Wow.
2 nights ago. And I like tweets like
All
that.
right, we're gonna skip elevator talk because we got to do the simulator, and my laptop's gonna die, and we're running long anyway. So here's the sexy music.
Best friend of the week, Ian Happ.
Hell yeah, Ian Happ.
See you soon.
Jake's my juice guy. He charges my laptop for me, and he's gone. BBD, we have new playoffs for the first time in a while. The wild card game. Oakland A's are flying to the Bronx to face Garrett Cole, rematch of the 2018 AL wildcard game. Who's winning that game?
Yankees.
The Yankees. Wow, good for them. The White Sox and the DS are going to Houston. We have La Russa versus Baker. Again, this has been happening. Houston wins it. Okay. The Rays then play the Yankees in the DS, a rematch of the DS last year. Who wins that?
Oh, Yankees, but it's hard for me to play this game when the Yankees are involved now.
Now you have Houston versus the Yankees in the CS.
Houston.
Houston.
Yep.
Fuck.
Do the
Feels
right
like me
thing.
correcting myself
Fuck.
from Grace.
All right, in the NL wild card, at this point, you have still the Padres going to LA to play the Dodgers. Dodgers are winning that. The Brewers will be hosting the Braves for the first time.
Brewers, and it's not going to be fun for the Braves. It's going to be one of those ones we talked about.
Oh, wow.
In this
Tragic.
simulation, that's what happened.
All right.
Simulation.
The Dodgers will then head up to face the Giants in the DS. Dodgers versus Milwaukee in the CS. Dodgers, Houston in the World Series. I feel like we've seen this a couple times. Dodgers, damn.
Back
Wow.
to back.
On August 20th, my wife's birthday, the LA Dodgers are World Series champs in the Simulator Series. Good job by them. 2
Katie's
weeks.
birthday?
It's Katie's birthday today, yes. So I'm
Shout out Katie. Happy birthday.
I'm heading out as soon as we're done after I pee, I think. And we fly tomorrow to go to Milwaukee. So tomorrow we'll all be together in Milwaukee or Chicago. I think Jake comes in late. I have no idea when it happens.
Am I setting up a nice dinner for us tomorrow? You told me to do that. Do I need to do that?
I didn't tell you to do that.
Well, you sort of did.
I did?
Yes, yesterday.
No, I didn't.
You said we going for it.
Oh. Yeah, that's funny. I didn't say that you had to do it. I just said
I just told you I know a guy.
I don't know the plans. We got to ask Sam. She's our schedule maker. So I don't know what time Jake lands. I don't know what time we're getting the RV. I don't know what time we're heading up to Milwaukee. I don't know nothing.
That's true. I keep forgetting we're not flying into Milwaukee. Okay.
Flying into Chicago, driving out to Milwaukee. No elevator talk today. Episode ran long. We will be together.
For Monday's app.
on Monday, we're doing the episode from Brewers American
Family Field.
American Family Field. I keep forgetting that, which I guess should remember it since we're going there. We're doing the episode live from American Family Field on Monday. So tune in. We'll see you then. Love ya. Goodbye. That's the show.
Jake sucks.
Oh, yeah.
The worst.